Welcome back, everybody, to the Lost Signal podcast. And as always, I'm Jon, and Tyler sitting across from me.
What's up, guys?
We got a few things to talk about. Well, more than several. We'll go with several things that we're going to talk about today. So you told me before we started recording that you had something you wanted to talk about real quick. So what you got?
So yeah, real quick, this isn't really a topic. It's just one of the things that happened to me this week, and I thought it was kind of hilarious, though just the way it went down. And you know how they say that when things happen, they usually happen in threes? It definitely did. All right. So with the weather and the short amount of time window that I had to get to the house and mow. Because we've had a bunch of rain, thankfully, but we've had a bunch of rain back to back where it would start to dry out and then it would rain again. So you really couldn't get to mowing very much. And so before I knew it, there was like a jungle. So I was like, okay, gotta mow. Had a small amount of time to do it. And so we get to the house and both bathrooms are occupied. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just pee outside. Guy, no big deal. Go outside and do that. And then this is kind of, it is what it is. There was the button on my shorts was barely hanging on prior to this. And I go outside and water a tree, and the button decides to come off. I'm like, great, but I'm like, I'm in such a rush. I'm not going to go change. It's fine. So there's thing one. My button on my shorts broke. Thankfully I had a belt, so it's fine. And kind of held things together. But those shorts were notorious for the zipper to be extra loose, and they would like slide down every once in a while, the zipper would. But the way I had my belt, everything was fine. So that's thing one.
Okay.
It is what it is. Little annoyance, but I was like, whatever, it's fine. It's kind of, I was trying to find comedy in it. I was like, it is what it is. So the second thing is got to mowing and noticed within like 10 feet of mowing that the deck, this is on a zero turn, so on the deck it wasn't mowing evenly. And I was like, okay. So I was looking at, you can adjust each side, calibrate it or whatever. But the thing about it is I was like, well, I shouldn't have to be doing that. Once you kind of set it, it's done in the beginning. But anyway, so that wasn't the problem. I was getting to look closer. And you know how you adjust the deck height, and there's adjustment cables that are connected from the cable to the deck itself. Well, one of those little metal pieces on one of the sides that it was drooping on was broke again. In case you're guessing what kind of brand it is, it's kind of a poop green brand. No. But anyway, it's been fun maintenance wise, but so that part broke again. I've replaced those both at least once. And so that was number two. So I had a bungee cord with the metal S hooks that were holding up I used it instead of a rope to hold up the chute. If I don't have anything to protect, it's just the open field or whatever, I just shoot the grass out so it doesn't clog up the deck or whatever. So I'd use that to pull it up. So I was like, well, don't really have a whole lot at the moment to fix it and didn't really have a lot of time. So I took those little metal S hooks and held up the deck, and it kind of worked for a short amount of time. And then, so that was two. And then weed eating, I had the weed eater on the trailer for a bit, so it was in the sun. Well, it's actually fourth, but it's fine. And whenever I was pulling it, getting it started, all that stuff, then I got it started, but that last pull string came out. So I was like, I cannot let this die. I cannot let this die. I'm glad I just put gas in it. I hope I get enough string, because if not, things aren't going to get weed eaten, I guess, because it is what it is. So that was the third thing, right? So that all within just matter of just minutes of each other. And I'm just like, what in the world? And then a bonus one. So that's still three. I'm not going to say four. It's a bonus. So the bonus one was it's maintenance time, apparently, because our upkeep round, because it comes in cycles, right? the leaf blower was sitting apparently out in the sun a little too long on the trailer. Whoops, that's my fault. I'll own it. Went to go pick it up. Both straps were dry rotted. It's an older leaf blower, to be fair.
Okay.
I've had it for several years, but both straps broke, and so I had to carry it around with the handle itself, and kind of like that.
A backpack blower.
It's a backpack blower.
Okay.
Yes, that is correct. And I was like, "What in the world, man? What in the world?" So that was 3 things plus a bonus one. But that was the other night, with literally within like 30 minutes of all of it happening, and I'm just like, well, good thing the day's almost over, because if it was just getting started, I'll go back to bed. Try it again another day. Call it a day. But yeah, that was, man, fun times. But yeah, that was what I was wanting to tell you about. And that wasn't one of the topics. I was just like, man, I gotta tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of mowers and weed eaters and everything, for some reason I can only keep them running for a season.
Really?
Yeah. I've had 2 mowers since we've lived where we live now. 3 weed eaters. 3 weed eaters.
3 weeders.
They just die at the end of summer.
It's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. And I can't. So now I pay somebody.
Well, I told you shouldn't mow like 3 times a week.
Well, I don't.
Oh.
I mow once a week.
Put a lot of mileage on it. Yeah, about once a week, especially in the mid of summer where everything's just growing like crazy.
Yeah, I normally mow once a week.
That's odd, though. The mower and the weed eater both.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, I have one. It'll start, but it smokes like crazy. So I don't know what that is. It's got to be burning
oil,
maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
that's odd.
It's bad. And since the exhaust in a riding mower is out the front, you can't see where you're going.
Oh, no. There was a job that I had where I had to mow a field and with a tractor, and the exhaust, that reminded me, the exhaust was in the front. Mm-hmm. And about halfway through mowing that field, I would get really sleepy. And it dawned on me like years later I was like, oh, I'm getting carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. No. I didn't fall asleep, but I about fell asleep, going down a straight line, and then I'd wake up to turn and kind of, back down. I did that at a third shift job one time where it was like, I had to walk down. It was manufacturing, and I had to go down an aisle and keep an eye on the machines and whatever. I basically slept walk. And then I would wake up. I didn't fall in the machine somehow because the machines were huge. And then I'd fall. I would like sleepwalk, and then I'd wake back up to turn to go down the next aisle, and then 400 feet later, wake back up at the end of the next aisle. I don't know how I didn't get injured, but I didn't.
That's good.
Yeah, guardian angel, I guess. But yeah. That's interesting that it only goes a season or so, and then
I don't understand.
That doesn't make sense.
And the second mower that I had, it just literally just quit.
Huh.
And it won't do anything when you turn the key. I've changed the battery.
Right.
Nothing. It's just
Is it the switch? I wonder. The ignition.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know. The ignition never gave problems before. Like you could tell it was going out.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Okay.
It just.
Wonder if there's a connection issue then. You said it's a new battery, right?
Mm-hmm.
You changed the battery. I wonder if there's a wire disconnected somewhere. Because it's because if it was a ignition, it would still kind of.
You would think.
Intermittently work, struggle, whatever. Yeah. But
so
just
now I pay somebody.
Stop. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you.
No.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's cheaper because I don't have to buy.
Ironically, it is.
Because I would have to buy everything again.
Right.
So
yeah.
So yeah.
They already have it, and you're just paying someone in it. Yeah. It works out.
Yeah. It's just cheaper for me to do it that way.
Right. All right. Let's get into it.
Basically, all my topics this week. No. This podcast is about my week this past week.
All your topics are.
Yeah, it was. So
sounds like a very interesting week.
I titled my portion,
yeah,
frustration, failure, and getting back up.
They kind of tie into each other, it sounds like.
Because Monday, Tuesday was frustration. Wednesday was failure. Thursday was back to frustration. And then Friday, it all got better.
Because it was Friday?
No.
Oh, okay.
What I was actually working on finally worked.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, so the part of this is like frustration when progress isn't linear. I was making progress. Well, let me back up. I'm working on, excuse me. I shouldn't say we're working on a project right now.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with what we're doing now. We just do this for fun. So I was working on it all last week.
Right.
The Monday and Tuesday, I was just beating my head into a wall.
Yeah.
I worked on the same issue for 2 straight days.
Yeah.
And made zero progress. Actually found other mistakes, so we went backwards from the starting point.
Right. Okay.
And so it was just beating my head against a wall. There was no forward progress, anything like that. And if it was, I mean, it was very, very small.
Okay.
And so that was Monday and Tuesday. I'm going to skip Wednesday because that's a different subject altogether. Because Monday, Tuesday, Thursday was all the same topic. So,
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I chose to not work on it Wednesday.
Kind of give yourself a break.
Give me a brain
mental
break.
clarity. Yeah, definitely.
So I came back Thursday morning.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, all right, we're going to get through this.
We're going to make it work.
We're going to work through this.
Yeah, we're going to make it work.
Take baby steps.
Right.
We'll get through. No, I continued to beat my face into a wall. Everything I tried.
The same wall or a different wall?
It didn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Just a wall.
A wall.
So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, now we're at 3 days of zero forward progress.
Jeez, man.
All on the same issue.
Yeah. You just couldn't get past that hurdle.
Could not get it.
Right. Couldn't get past that.
Could not get it to do what I wanted it to do. And so I was just like, whatever.
Right.
I was about ready to call it quits.
Yeah.
Like for good, and be like, okay, I'm going to have to hand this off to smarter people than I, because I am not getting this right. So we're finally on Thursday, and I'm sitting there thinking, I've put a lot of time into this. It's not working. Why is it not working? And it's like, it was literally like I was trying to put a square peg into a round hole, and I'm the type of person that will sit there and beat that square peg into a round hole.
Make it fit.
Yes. And it just wasn't working.
Okay.
And so I got to I just literally, like I said before, I just called it quits. I was so frustrated. I was ready to hang it up. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and then I got to the point where I was like, maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this.
Mm.
Maybe this isn't what, the Lord wants as part of my life.
Okay.
And 3 days of basically going backwards is him saying like, hey, let's look over here.
Is this door really open?
Yeah.
Or,
I was beating my head against that door.
Right. Right.
But so I got, like I said, I got home and I even talked to Michelle about it. I was like, I've had zero progress this week, and then I told her about, then I started doubting myself. Am I supposed to be doing this? Then, and then all the time that, from where it started as an idea, which was we started working on this over a year ago.
Yeah. It was when we had the idea and kind of penciling out a plan of what it could potentially look like and things like that.
And then 3 days of, not 3 days in a row, but basically 3 days in a row of working on it, of nothing but setbacks. Is this what we are supposed to be working on?
Right. Are we focusing on the wrong thing?
Yeah.
Is it, right.
And so, and and Michelle's she's like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, you're a lot of help, honey. And, but I don't know. That was 3 days of my week was just
not fun
at all. And those 3 days were the longest 3 days of the week too. It took forever to get to the end of the day.
On Thursday or just each day?
Each
gotcha.
Day.
Right.
And because I had it mapped out in my head.
Each day I'm going to work on this because I know we've been talking in the evenings and stuff and throughout the day, each day, and you would be like, all right, here's the roadmap, and we would what each day would bring, and it was kind of just a hold up on it.
Yeah, so I was supposed to be basically testing now.
Yeah.
And I'm
like
I'm not even close still from all the setbacks. So that was 3 days out of my week. And I just could not get the puzzle pieces to fit. And what we are working on is tech related, and I am not by any stretch of the imagination a tech person. And and that's when I even text you.
Yep.
And I was like, "Hey, are you busy right now?"
Yeah.
But that was on Friday though. That was for a different reason. And then I ended up getting busy at work, and I wasn't able to even. I don't even know if you answered me. I think you did.
I did, and you didn't answer me.
Yeah, and I didn't answer you back.
Yeah, we just both got really busy after that.
Yeah, and I got covered up with something else, and I wasn't able to continue on
with that part.
With that part of it. So, but that was Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay, Monday, Tuesday, week. Thursday was just setbacks and very long days.
I was ready to quit. All right, I'll tell you more about my week in a little bit. I'll let you tell a story now.
One of the things I've got is it's relevant to our area, but not just. It's not a thing in only our area. Okay. Whenever we're in kind of we're in the mountains, mountainous area, West North Carolina, and I was looking at some of the things that the wildlife was doing, and there's been an ongoing issue, I guess you can call it, that most so-called bear problems begin as human food problems. A lot of times.
Yeah.
Like, as far as existing together, and like removing one bear does not solve the unsecured food source issue that trains them to be like, oh, there's food over here, like, because another bear will just come in its place, right?
Yeah.
If you don't take care of that.
Are you talking about garbage?
Yeah, garbage,
more or less, or
garbage, a lot of it, or just food left in a car, and the car's open, unlocked, or whatever. Because bears, they know how to open a car door, which is very great to see. And then also camping is another thing. You have to be very, very intentional of where you leave your food. Mm-hmm. And so this is black bears. We have black bears around here, not grizzlies. If we see a grizzly in this area, something's wrong because they're not in this part of the country.
No.
But we have black bears, and thankfully, they're better to deal with than grizzlies because grizzlies are very aggressive. Black bears, they're kind of hesitant to be around a human, but if provoked, they will defend.
Had one in the bed of my truck.
Yeah?
At my house.
How long ago was that?
2 years.
A couple years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tearing through my trash.
Ooh, what's in here?
Yeah. He had a big buffet.
Black bears are pretty well established across the entire West North Carolina, and their habitat increasingly overlaps neighborhoods, roads, and tourist areas, especially the Parkway. There's a lot up that way. And in the fall time, you'll see them because they're gathering food and stuff like that. They don't really hibernate much. I mean, they do, but not like up north where it's like you don't see them for months. Mm-hmm. It's not really like that here. But another thing too is if you have bird feeders, they like that.
Yep.
Garbage, bird seed, pet food, grills, compost, and livestock feed. Just to name a few, can reward a bear for returning to homes. Like if you don't move it,
right,
they're gonna keep coming back. And they're going to tell their other bear buddies, be like, hey, check this out. I know a place.
Follow me.
But North Carolina wildlife officials, they usually emphasize removing attractants rather than relocating the bears. Because relocation may simply move the behavior somewhere else. If the reason they keep coming to your property isn't changed, then they're just going to keep coming back. Or if someone like you is elsewhere where they relocate the bear, it's just going to keep happening.
Yeah.
And then the bear's safety might be either for the bear or for the human or whatever. There might be an issue wherever they get relocated too. But a bear that repeatedly receives human food can lose its natural caution and create a danger for not only you as a property owner at your house, but your neighborhood as well. Yeah. So a couple questions for you, just to see how frequently are bears appearing around this area and other West North Carolina areas, do you think? Like how often, like, cause you said a couple years ago, have you seen any more since? Mm-mm. Okay. I know, I haven't seen any near the house in quite a while. I've got someone that's up the mountain in the Asheville area that there's one that usually comes in their backyard quite a bit. Mm. And of course there's bird feeders out there, but they also feed squirrels, they feed the birds, they feed turkeys, they feed the bears as long as they don't get too close, because kind of got a BB gun between his eyes the other day, or a BB.
Nice.
Well, not quite, but didn't hurt it. It just spooked it, right?
Yeah.
But how would you feel? Would you feel differently seeing a bear in a rural yard versus, like, say, Asheville neighborhood type, or a close? Because I've seen also, even in Tennessee, like Gatlinburg and stuff, where they just walk down Main Street of Gatlinburg, just walking around, and not really, from what I understand, really bother anybody. But they just walk around.
Yeah, they're just looking for food.
They're just looking for food.
Trash dumpster to get in.
Yeah, how would you feel what would you do if you were, because I think, even here on Main Street, there's been a couple, I know there's been a couple of deer that made it up into the city. Yeah. And it's odd seeing them, but they have made it from time to time because there is some woods nearby, right outside of city limits. But
when I worked night shift on the road many years ago, we would get bear calls, and they
Really?
were really bad out at where Hobby Lobby is now.
Oh, okay.
Because that whole chain of stores, because there's few restaurants
Yes.
in that all use the same dumpster location.
Mm-hmm.
So you had, I think, 3 restaurants throwing food in the dumpsters, and they would just
go for it.
Yeah, Mama would bring the whole family, and they'd be crawling in and out of dumpsters. And I haven't heard of one getting up to Main Street though, like in town. I haven't heard. I mean, I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but I haven't heard about it if it did. But we used to get a lot of bear calls at people's houses and things like that.
So I think in some of the upper mountainous areas that I'm not sure if it's exactly a requirement, but to have a bear resistant like garbage container, like where it locks. Because I know, some of the hikes that we done that you had to, unlock. Essentially, it's not a padlock, but go through a series of unlocking features to get into it, kind of deterring a bear from, opening it up. And would you, is there anything law-wise, or do you, if not, do you think there should be, where deliberately feeding bears should be a fine associated with that? Like intentionally.
You're asking, is there a law?
Is there one, or if not, should there be?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I mean, I didn't
know if there was one. I couldn't really see one in this area.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if you knew of any of them.
I mean,
or anything.
I don't know if you would want to purposely feed bear, because that's going to develop that habit for them of coming back,
and usually probably bringing another one with them.
And then when you
over time
you skip a day, then they're going to be knocking on your door.
Yeah,
maybe
literally.
Yeah, don't want to know where the food is.
Where's the food?
And I don't know if there is a law of purposely feeding bear.
I'm not sure either. Like I said, I couldn't find one for this area, but I would not encourage it, because of that. And it can be a pretty big safety issue, especially with, little kids or just people in general, property damage, even, pets, just it wouldn't be good if that went south, so to speak. Now, what do you think about, because there's a lot of bird feeders in this area, a lot of people feeding birds, and bears love bird food, bird seed, or, things along that nature. And do you think it would harm a bear if it repetitively went to the birdhouse, the bird?
What would harm it? The
bird food?
The seed itself?
Yeah. Do you think so?
No, because they eat seeds anyway in the wild. They just, I've seen like things on Facebook and things like that where, they've ripped them down and, everything else just to get the bird seed out of it.
Yeah. The one that was funny to me, and it's not a bear, but it was a squirrel where it just like spun around. It was one of those birdhouses that spun.
Yes.
Or it has the potential to spin.
Yeah.
And the squirrel just like, hanging on.
But to harm the bear, I wouldn't think so, because they eat seeds in the wild.
Would it still be called a bird feeder though, or is it a bear feeder at that point?
Its purpose is to feed birds. So,
not exactly the homeowner's intention of.
Yeah,
it's not a bird feeder anymore.
Yeah,
apparently. Yeah. So, but there's been some sightings in this area that of some bear, some more wildlife, and it's kind of that balance of, they have to maintain their, I won't call it a sanctuary, but their natural areas. Because if we develop too far, which this area thankfully doesn't really struggle with that, as of now. But I know the larger areas, Asheville, nearby, a lot of development, and kind of forcing them either out of the area or into a smaller area.
Yeah.
And that really hurts that population and kind of makes them have to readapt or, adapt to the changings of what humans are doing.
It makes it where they have to go look for food.
Yeah.
Instead of it.
Because you're messing with the whole ecosystem at that point.
Yeah.
And thankfully there are some laws and stuff in place to where, some environmental regulations to where, a lot of that is looked at now, before you're allowed to develop something. Yeah. So I'm glad to see that in place. But I was just, because I was seeing that bear last week, a couple weeks ago, the one I was talking about, the one up in Asheville, and I was just like, are we creating bear problems, or are the bears just naturally doing that? I think the bears are going to naturally do what they want to do.
It might be a little both.
I think so. It's almost like intentionally or not, I think we as humans are kind of encouraging it. Yeah. Whether it's the intent or not. I think we need to maybe look into that. If it's like, okay, if we don't want them nearby, like on our land that's not wooded, if it's a developed area, then is there anything that they can get into? Is there food? Why are they keep coming back? There's a reason.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hide your garbage, hide your bird seed, hide your pet food, your grills, compost, livestock.
Any of it,
all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that all about bears?
That is all about bears.
Okay.
It was a little unnatural for me. You might have noticed that because I'm usually the one bringing a tech related thing, and I'm like, man, I want to do something different.
Yeah.
So I kind of changed it up a little bit this show.
That's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I try to talk about something different every time. Normally, I don't tell personal stories though.
Yeah.
Of
same
frustration and failure. But
come on, man.
Yeah. Getting back into my week.
Because you talked about Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah, it was just same song, different verse.
Okay.
But Wednesday was completely different because I didn't work on it at all Wednesday.
Mental break.
Yeah. So I got to tell a little backstory on this too. About 3 weeks ago, I was asked from a guy that I work with at my school that I work at, if I would play bass for the youth group at our church. We go to church together.
Oh, cool.
And I was at first I was like, I don't know.
Right.
Commit. I do okay at home by myself,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So he's like, you'll do fine. But this man's like a musical genius. So, but anyway, I said, yeah, I'll do it. And so Wednesday was actually the second Wednesday that I'd done it. And the first one went okay. But the thing is, I would ask him, I was like, what are we playing? What are we gonna do? And
right.
And he was like, I don't know,
oh no, not improv.
Just whatever. And I'm like, no. I was like, I need to know what we're playing so I can practice.
Right.
I was like, I even said, I said, I'm not a musical wizard like you are.
Yeah.
I'm not like that. And so this past Wednesday, on Tuesday at work, he was like, we'll play these 3 songs. And I'm like, do you realize I have to play this in front of people tomorrow? And he was like, you'll do fine. And
have you played those songs before?
No.
Okay.
I had to learn 3 songs.
3 new songs the day before you're supposed to perform.
The day before I'm supposed to play them.
Oh.
So
okay.
2 of them weren't that bad. 2 of them, It was very simple. I felt very comfortable with it. Only after running through them like 2 or 3 times a piece. There was another one though that, and the bad part is I picked this song that he picked 2 and then I picked 1, and I've listened to this song thousands of times, and I was like, I believe I can play that. So I get home Tuesday from work after, like I've already told y'all, beating my head against the wall all day. And I'm like, okay, this will be a nice, something different. Mm-hmm. And I start, and he gives me like the song printed out with the notes above it. Well, I don't know what that is. I mean, I know what the note G and the note C.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't know where that is.
Okay.
I play by what they call tab or tabish. I don't know. I'm just going to go with tab. Okay. That's the shortened version of it. And it's numbers, and it tells you.
Oh, okay.
It's on a paper, it's 4 lines because it's a 4-string bass, and it has numbers on it to tell you what string to push down on. So like if you're on the top string and there's a 1, you're pushing down on the in between the first fret and the nut. And that gives you the note you're playing. So this wasn't like that. And what he gave me was in a different key than what the song was actually played in. And I also told him that. I'm like,
you would have to transcribe it.
Yeah, I can learn this, but I'm only going to know it in the original key that the artist played it in. I don't know how to take a song that's in F and turn it to C. In a different key. I don't know how to do that.
Right.
And he's like, well, it's simple. And I was like, of course it's simple for you.
Gandalf.
Yeah, And I was like, I have no idea how to do that.
Right.
And he was like, okay, well, I'll just play it in the original recorded, key. And I'm like, okay, thank you.
Right.
So I get home, and I bet you I play this song probably 30 to 40 times. And I get it finally. And so Wednesday comes, I'm sitting in my office at work, and I'll just pull it up on YouTube every now and then just so I can hear the chord changes and know where things are.
Yeah.
And then
kind of familiarize yourself a little bit more with it.
Keep it in my head, picturing how I need to be doing it.
Kind of like practicing without actual practicing.
Yes.
Right.
And so Wednesday night comes, and I haul all my stuff there, and I get set up, and he's helping a kid on almost like giving guitar lessons, but he wasn't giving guitar lessons to a kid that goes to church with us. Kind
of giving pointers.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, okay. And I just go sit down. I'm set up. I'm ready to go, and they're like, we're like 5 minutes from starting, and he's like, oh, you want to run through it real quick? And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. If we could do that.
Sure.
And
glad you asked.
We didn't even get through the first verse, and they were like, all right, let's get going. And I was like, okay. So, and I was like, okay, what are we playing first? And he's like, we'll play the song that you picked first. And I was like, okay, good. That's the song I played the most.
Yeah.
So, well, before we even get up there, they do like a group activity. You eat while you're doing the group activity. Oh. And then they had a guest, I'm going to call him a guest speaker. He spoke. Normally what we do is we play 2 before the speaker and then 1 after to close it out.
Okay.
This time we just played all 3 at the end, which is fine. At the
end. Okay.
Yeah, at the end. That I didn't care about.
Okay.
And I was like, when we got back up there, because he sat on the other side of the room from me during, I'll say, the service. So I really didn't have an opportunity to talk with him. And, but it comes our time to get up, and I'm like, okay, what are we playing first? Do you still want to play, the song I picked? And he was like, yeah. He goes, yeah, we'll do it. And then we'll do this one, and then we'll close it out with that one. And I was like, okay, cool. So get up there. I make sure I'm in tune real quick. And Tyler, it was like I'd never even looked at a bass guitar in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I got, and another thing is, like, when he gives me the music, it's printed out in like font size 6. So my glasses aren't even strong enough to.
That's really small.
I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, but still.
And I'm like, so I got lost maybe for half of the song. I knew when we would hit the chorus, I knew what the first
when the
note
chorus
was
came back around.
to get back onto it.
Right.
But yeah, it looked like I had never played a day in my life. And it was just complete embarrassment. So he does great. I mean, you've from when you worked there, you've heard him play.
Oh yeah.
And
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And we got finished with all 3, and he's sitting in a chair beside me, and I'm standing, and he looks up at me, and I'm like, well, that was terrible. Just in front of everybody. He was like, no. I was like,
for real?
Yeah. What? I was like, I didn't play 3/4 of the song.
He can play pretty much every instrument
known
in
to
existence.
man.
Yeah.
Yes. But even in the snowball started on that song.
Okay.
And continued into the 2 other songs that was simple. That I only needed to play them like 2 times at the house.
Right.
And had
I'm good. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Just like a for lack of a better way to describe it, a train wreck. It just kept moving.
No kidding.
Just like
I was like,
it's really difficult whenever something starts bad to regroup and like, okay, that didn't happen, or it did. Let's move past it. Let's reset.
Well, see, that was the mental conversation in between all 3 songs. Ugh, and I was just like,
man,
I was like, Brain, did you not hear what I just said?
No.
Let's move past this. You know how to play these 2 songs.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So we play all 3, and I look down at him, and he's looking at me, and he's smiling, and looking at me like, good job, you did okay, you did good. And I was like, that was terrible.
Like the teacher in it,
side,
it's fine.
So then it gets worse.
Oh.
So then, a girl that we're playing in front of, she's like, will you play this song?
Oh, taking requests.
And I was like, no. And
oh no.
And he was like, yeah, we'll play it.
Of course he would.
Yeah.
As he would normally do. Yeah.
And I was like, and I looked at him, and I was like, I haven't played this song since last week. I haven't even touched it. I haven't even looked at it. I listened to it in my car.
Please no.
Yeah, I was like, and he's like, you'll do fine. And I was like, okay.
Trying to really develop the improv skill.
And then another part, the sheet music that he gave me for it was in the wrong key.
Then what was played?
Then how it was actually recorded.
Gotcha.
How I learned it, and I remembered it. It's in B, and I told him, I was like, okay, play it in B. And I was like, because that's, and then
right.
I was kind of like going through it in my head a little bit. I was like, okay, I'm I might get it. And he was like, I'm going to play it in B, but it's gonna look like G. I'm like, don't.
What does that even mean? What does that even mean?
You're speaking.
How do you do that?
Language to me. So
that doesn't make any sense to me either.
So what the way to play that song is to play it in B. You'll need what they call a capo.
Okay.
And a capo goes over the neck, pushes all the chords down.
Oh, yeah,
and it makes it shorter.
Oh.
So to play in B, you would bar it off at the 5th fret down.
Gotcha.
He barred it off at the 3rd fret down, which is G, and played it in B. And I'm like, can you not just put that normally down 2 more frets and put that in B? And
he's a
like,
wizard.
No kidding. And he was like, well,
that's amazing.
It'll still sound the same. Mm. And I was like,
will it?
Are you sure about this? But yeah, what I had to do, like, because that song fell apart too for me. And what I did is as I was playing, I would like reach down with my little finger to like where the knobs are and like hit the volume, like turning mine down.
Really?
Yeah, because I wasn't playing the right notes. So we ended, and I was like, a continuation from Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, no.
And I'm like,
you're like, I'm going to take a break today, and then that happens.
I'm like, come on.
Oh, man. Right.
I couldn't figure this out at work for 2 days. I worked on this until I was like, yeah, I got it. Right. And obviously I didn't. Can I catch a break?
Yeah.
Please. And I am my own worst enemy, critic, the whole nine. I mean, there ain't nothing that anybody, like if somebody in the crowd, which they wouldn't because we're at a church youth group, would have looked at me and said I sucked, I'd agreed with them. I'd been like, well, trust me, I know. Yeah. I'm harder on myself than I am anybody else. And I've always been that way.
Same. I get that.
I guess that's why I beat my head against the wall for 2 days at this point, trying to figure out one problem. I will keep trying this, try this, try this, try this. And I will keep doing it until I get it. That's just how I am. And so I get all my stuff loaded up. And normally I listen to music anytime I'm in the car, by myself, especially by myself. I normally have it like cranked up. Mm-hmm. I rode home in total silence, which I never do. And war games are going on in here the whole ride home.
Just like, what was that?
Yeah. And then, then it gets back into, because I've prayed for a while for God to show me something or not show me something, to tell me what, maybe not tell me, because I'm hard-headed. He's just going to have to be like, that's what I want you to do.
Right there.
Yeah, that. Nothing else. Just do that. So, like, is this what he wants me to do inside the church? Or does he just want me to sit there and listen?
It's interesting that it's happening in the same week.
No kidding. And I'm like, am I supposed to be playing music at the church? Because I've wanted to. Ever since we started going there, I have wanted to play music at the church. And then I get the opportunity through the man I work with, and I'm like, and I'm always like, this is what I want to do. I'd love to do this. And then I'm asked, and I'm like, I don't know. Hang on.
I don't know about this.
Hang on.
Is this not what you've been asking the whole time?
Yeah. Like, no. And I'm like, are we doing this in front of people? Or, stuff like that. And so then I'm like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Should I be playing music in church? Or should I just be sitting there listening to what they have to say? And I got home and Michelle was like, how'd that go? I was like, it was terrible.
Yeah.
And she was like, why? What happened? And I was like, it looked like I'd never played anything in my whole life. She was like, oh, that bad, huh? And I was like, yeah, Yeah, it was that bad. And she was like, even the song that you worked on the most, I was like, that was the worst one out of all of it. Now, I do understand that you can practice something too much, and then you get in your head, and then you're...
That is true.
I get that. So, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is no better, and you all know what came the next day. But, when I got into work on Thursday morning... I was like motivated to get back onto the project, and then that continued, and then I was just like, I can't wait for this week to be over already. This week has been nothing but failure.
This was Thursday morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
And and to save my sanity, I only worked on it for like an hour and a half, 2 hours Thursday. Because I was getting nowhere again, and I was like,
I'm not going to subject myself to this kind of thing.
I'm not going to sit
I don't blame you.
for hours.
And just repeat Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I go to the guy that I'm playing with, and I ask him, I was like, if you have time after school, I was like, could I bring my stuff and you and I play? Just so I can get used to your style. And he was like, my style? And I was like, yeah. I said, hear me out. I said, I'm hearing original recording.
Yes.
You're not going to play it that way.
Not likely.
You're going to put your own spin on it. You're going to play it in your style.
Live. Right.
Yeah. Let me come play with you more other than in front of a whole group of people on Wednesday night.
That shouldn't be the first time that you guys play together that makes sense.
So we figured out that we're going to do Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and to give me more time to, if I'm stuck on something, he can just be like, oh, we'll do it this way, because he's Gandalf of music.
Yeah.
So nothing has changed yet in my week so far, other than failure.
So it's been a lot of failure up to this point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And that's hard on a person.
I know we did in last season. We did a episode of Doom and Gloom. Maybe this can be Doom and Gloom Part 2.
Part 3 actually.
Oh yeah,
because because there was so much Doom and Gloom, we had to separate it into 2 parts, and I'm just like, my goodness.
Yeah, it'll be my parts will be Doom and Gloom. Yours is like, I had a great week. It was fine.
I had a zipper button fly off, and then. All my lawn care equipment just destroyed itself.
When that happened, you weren't in front of people when you lost your button, and zipper was kind of like, I think I'll go down now.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello world.
Yeah. So, but enough. Yeah. So my week is still not to the good, but it gets there. So
at least it gets there.
It gets there eventually.
Okay.
And especially it gets there, meaning the fix to the problem that I had worked on for 3 days. And it was so simple that it made me mad.
I understand how that is.
Yeah.
Kind of bringing a little bit of tech into this next topic, but it's concerning in a lot of ways. And this has been out for a little while in the news and different things. Have you seen those humanoid robots? I think we've talked about this, like full-size robotics that are going to be available to purchase to be in your house, walking around doing household chores when you're not there, when you're there, whatever, watching over while you sleep with their eyes red, different things. I added that last part, so that's not a part of this, but, we'll discuss that here in a second. So, one of my biggest things the FCC, Federal Communications Commission, has allowed for this to basically no, they haven't. So they've released a list of robotics that are allowed and what aren't
in your home, or just to the public.
Well, to the U.S.
Oh, okay.
As a national security threat, otherwise.
Gotcha.
So they have that part, and then because the U.S. bans foreign-made humanoid robots targeting China over national security, right? And that's kind of what those are looking like, right there.
Yeah.
Right. And kind of like what we've seen out of the movies. But I came across this article, and then the FCC put that out a few days ago, talking about how the Federal Communications Commission is banning imports on new foreign-made humanoid robots and power inverters, citing national security risks. In a move to target China, Beijing quickly accused the U.S. of protectionism, one of the isms.
Okay.
All right. The measures are likely to test relations, though, because it's kind of getting into political space quite a bit as well, even though it's just ideally a tech thing. But they wanted to test relations probably with Beijing ahead of the planned U.S. visit by China leader and the U.S. president in September. And it's a business, talking about like market share and this, that, and the other. So it's more than just, oh, that's a problem. Right. There's a lot at play and a lot of orchestrating. It's a game of chess.
Yeah.
Right. As always. And the FCC ban also includes new imports on quadrupled robots, often referred to as the dogs looking ones.
Oh, okay.
That you push and they crawl around and run around and all kinds of craziness, which are cool. And I think Sean Ryan had actually had one of the companies, and I don't think it was a Chinese one. I think it was a U.S. one, because the U.S. is making their own too. That's the one that he had, and the I don't know if it's the CEO, but one of the higher up guys at the company was like, try to push it over. You might have seen it, but he's like, so he gave it a big push and it wouldn't fall over. Right. Which is pretty cool. There's a lot of tech and a lot of sensors all working together for that. However, with this ban and with certain things, it's kind of made me think about a couple things, though. So we're going to ban this, and I don't know if it's because there is so much political involvement in this, but we're still allowing Chinese light bulbs on Amazon to be purchased that are probably snooping on everything.
Yeah.
Because you have to connect them to your Wi-Fi, and then whatever else it's going to snoop. Or on the TikTok shop, a cheap, cool little computer keyboard that you can plug in. It looks really cool. It looks like for like $15-$20 versus $100 and $200, elsewhere that's, US made. It probably has like a keylogger in there where it's everything you press is going to be logged and sent somewhere. I mean, it's possible. And see that stuff like that. I don't understand why if we're gonna ban this, then why are we not banning other things, right?
Right.
But is this because this has a price tag of $30,000 and it's a big thing, or is it because there's political involvement?
It's political involvement, I'm sure.
I think that has a lot to do with it. Now, if it was a safe U.S., say if it was a U.S. variant, right? Not doing a foreign, thing, because there is security issues. I think or at least you'd be a fool not to look into it, because why wouldn't there be?
Right.
Honestly, I would say that it would definitely be a risk, if nothing else. We still allow, the cheaper smart devices and stuff like that from overseas. Yeah. Apparently that's not a problem. But we ban this, and then I know that they've been banning like DJI stuff, the DJI like drones and stuff like that, which I love mine, right? Works great. They're at the time, that was, I think, to pave the way for like a lot of U.S. competitors to take stage, because DJI had such a market in the U.S. and they were like, oh, it's a security concern. Maybe,
yeah,
kind of like Pokemon Go, where it's just mapping out everything.
Right.
Maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's really valid. But anyway, have you seen the agricultural ones in person? The drones? Yeah.
Yes, I saw them during Helene.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
they
were
used for
the payload, like delivery stuff.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
But they're cool. But anyway, so back to the robot. We both have kids. Yeah. How would you have one in your house?
$30,000.
Okay, so say the price is.
I mean, I do have
whatever.
A robot in my house.
You do?
His name's Astro.
Yeah, the rolling one.
Yeah,
he's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a pain in the butt.
Astro, if you're watching, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's no telling.
Okay, so like say if the price tag wasn't so crazy, right? From overseas, would you have one?
I don't know. I don't know if I would even look at it from that point.
How would you look at
where it comes from?
Okay.
I don't. I mean,
versus what it just does.
Yeah, that's what I would look at more than anything else.
Okay.
But the main thing would be price tag. But
yeah, for sure.
I don't know if I would think. I don't even know if I would think. Oh, does this come from China? Well, it's probably
because so much does.
Yeah, you might as well just say about everything.
Yeah. Made in USA stickers, China.
Yeah.
Assembled in USA. Well, I think you only have to put like one bolt in, and you can say it's assembled there.
Yeah.
Something hilariously dumb.
Yeah. And so I don't know if I would even think in that aspect of, oh, this is coming from China. It's here to spy.
Mm-hmm.
I would
decoy it, or it's disguised as a helpful,
as a helper.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a lot of stuff it could do. but to answer your question, no, I don't think I would even think that way of it. Could this be here just to gather information plus do its job?
Right.
I don't think I would look at it that way.
So you wouldn't really look at it in the aspect of, is this spying on me, or is it just doing what I tell it to do?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Because, I mean, with a lot of smart devices, phones included, just everything, it's because that was one of the questions, is a walking robot more dangerous than a smartphone? No, I don't think. And
phone can't chase you.
That's the second part to that. They're just as dangerous, except they're even more dangerous because they can move on their own. And I'm pretty sure they have a lot of strength. Mm-hmm. Could, if protocols were not followed. So that's a big concern, because I've seen a lot of movies where it doesn't work out for the person.
Yeah. Have to do it like in the office and only give it like a 6-foot cord.
Well, that's as far as you can go.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you can move.
That's all you got.
But I don't know. See, I'm also the type of person that something like that would be cool. I think that would be cool to have, because it's like the Jetsons.
It would be, yeah.
I have a robot doing house chores pretty much for me. I have a maid or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not even thinking of it's just they're gathering information.
That, and then whenever you get home from work, it's just standing behind the door with red eyes, just
yeah, I know.
Just waiting.
Yeah.
Or something crazy. But yeah, I think it would be cool to have, kind of like I'm more of the from the tech side and just like, hey, this is cool. But I'm also coming at with the perspective of privacy's gone anyways.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we don't have 3 to 4 to 5 cameras on a phone. The front camera sensors, it can do a 3D map of your face. Mm-hmm. What privacy?
Yeah, we don't have privacy.
You can't take the battery out anymore. What privacy?
Yeah.
It's off, only the screen. You power it off. It's still working because it'll even tell you, still findable after phone is off. Mm-hmm. So what does that tell you?
Yeah. Never really cuts off.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
So what privacy?
Yeah.
Right?
We lost that a long time ago.
Yeah. That's part of, I want a phone. Okay, well, you just gave it up. Privacy.
Yeah.
You gave it up.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an old conversation, like happened years ago when smartphones really started taking off. But it's just whatever. It is what it is. You give up privacy for features.
Yeah.
A lot of times. Yeah. Or convenience.
Especially convenience.
That's a big one.
$30,000 robot that will clean my house.
Yes. $30,000 robot.
That will do my laundry.
Yep.
That will put my laundry up. That's what I need more than anything. Is that worth $30,000?
I don't know. So you went through Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, head against the wall, and then you had the frustration with the playing guitar experience Wednesday.
Yeah.
So you set off with the day of giving yourself a break, and then something else kind of took its place, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah. It was,
man,
just failure after failure. So then I get in on Friday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, let's get back to work on this. Let's get this knocked out. And I start working on it. And for the majority of the day, it's same old, same old. I'm getting nowhere again, but instead of calling it, I'm like, okay, we're going to figure this out.
Right.
So I take a little bit of a break from it, do some other stuff at work and or at the school, and I come back to it, and I finally get it figured out why. Well, here what I was trying to do is I was trying to get a software program to communicate with another software program. And for those of you listening, there's like, oh, that's simple. Well, good for you. Wasn't for me. And so I'm looking at, I go back in and, I'm opening different things and I'm looking at it, and something looks off on this one compared to the rest of everything else.
Yeah.
I had the wrong URL in.
It was trying to reference not the current one.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's where it was breaking.
Yep. I had the wrong URL.
And which is more frustrating.
Took me 3.5 days to find that.
Well, in some sense, you wouldn't think that would be even an issue, so your brain kind of skips over that part. Or at least I can see how that could happen.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's all it was.
Yep. URL. I had the wrong URL in.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Then
it worked like a charm.
I could just imagine, may or not be because before I've heard this, but down the hallway I hear, you gotta be kidding me.
That's what I was doing.
I can imagine that's probably what happened.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Along those lines.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. So pretty much the whole week was a disaster.
Up until this point.
Until this point. And
this was Friday morning.
Well, we're in Friday afternoon.
Oh, afternoon
now.
At this point. Okay, gotcha.
And even though I don't sound like it right now, but I was, over the moon excited that finally we got this figured out.
Right. Absolutely.
And that's when I called or text you because I wanted you to hear it, and I was gonna like FaceTime you and stuff so you could see what I was going through and what I figured out and all that kind of stuff. And then something else happened, and I wasn't even able to do that. But I guess the whole point of my story of my week is keep going. Be stubborn.
Yeah.
And keep trying different things, even though they all fail. Even though you practice for hours and hours on trying to learn a new song and you get to where you're going to play it and it looks like you've never seen a musical instrument in your whole life. And, just keep going. I'm going to go again next Wednesday night.
And hopefully it'll go better, and it probably will. At some point, it definitely will.
I'm going to hope that.
Yes.
We'll see.
But just keep trying, though. Same. Well, like you did with this, you just kept at it, and eventually it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And, don't give up. Is the main message of how my week was, is just keep working, keep going, even though it literally seems like you're getting nowhere except moving backwards, because that's how Monday and Tuesday was for me. I would work on something, do X, Y, and Z, and then that seemed like that set me even further back than what I was, because I had to fix something else that came up. So, I mean, even though through the frustration and failure of Monday and Tuesday, I made progress, but it was progress to get back to zero. If that makes sense.
It does make sense. And you learn things in the process.
Yes.
Of what it wasn't and what it,
right.
Just learned it more in depth.
That's what Monday and Tuesday was to get back to zero.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wednesday happened, and then Thursday was like, I'm not dealing with this for a full day again.
Right.
And then Friday, the breakthrough of something simple.
Saw blue sky.
Yes, finally. And
I've heard so many successful people, whenever they get interviewed, that they almost gave up.
Oh, yeah.
Before, literally, like kind of like what you said, the breakthrough happens. They're like, this is it. I'm done. I can't, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then they take a break usually, and, just walk away from it for a minute, let your mind clear, let the dust settle, all those things. And then they're like, wait a minute. What about this? And then boom, there it is.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many of those kinds of stories that, are circulating around of, that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
You're so tunnel visioned into something, and taking a break is a good idea, like you did Wednesday. And then Thursday, you realized early on, it's like, no, this is going to do the same thing. I'm not doing this all day again, which is wise. And then Friday, you gave the rest of the day, Thursday, to kind of just, do other things. And then Friday, it's like, okay, kind of let it settle.
Yeah.
And hit it fresh again. And that's awesome that happened.
But
I was excited.
Don't give up. Because that's easy.
Giving up is easy.
It's
an easy way out.
Yeah. Just keep working, keep digging, keep moving forward, even though if moving forward seems like running in place, just
right.
Keep going, because it's like Tyler just said, you'll eventually get there. You'll have that breakthrough. And
we live in such an instant gratification world, and especially in this country.
Yeah.
The actual secret to success is consistency.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it. Just keep showing up.
Yeah.
When you're tired, do it anyway. When you're frustrated, walk away so you don't go insane and tear down every wall, but then come back to it.
Yeah.
And do it again. Try it again.
And I was looking at this whole past week as like
a lot has happened in this past week for you.
Almost like from a supervisor standpoint. Like I'm supposed to be here by the end of this day. I need to be here by the end of the following day.
Yeah.
And and here I am now on Friday morning, and I'm like, my schedule is still back there on Monday.
Yeah.
I've made no forward progress.
But in one way you have, but just not in the way you had originally planned.
Right. I had it mapped in my head. Well, this is where we need to be.
Yeah, because last weekend I think it was last weekend or the week, at one point, because we've been in communication just about every day about this.
Yeah.
But like at one point you're like, okay, here's the next few days.
Yeah.
And
I laid it out for you. I remember.
You laid it out completely.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I didn't say a lot because I was just like, I want to see how this goes.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. But,
you're welcome.
I was just curious because, I was like, okay.
Well, this part of it worried me the most.
It's a big part. It was a big part of it. And I think it was a big hurdle to get over.
Yeah.
Getting these two to talk to each other.
This one was exciting.
Yeah.
And worried me the most all at the same time. But like I was saying, I was looking at it as like a supervisor would look at, a project or, it was almost like I had a supervisor breathing down my neck. Like, why are you still at this spot? It's Friday. You need to be here.
Yeah.
And,
kind of channel that into motivation, like to determination. There you go. To keep going.
Yeah. And
that's good.
And then we made up all those days at like almost at the end of the day.
Quitting time Friday.
Yeah.
Just about.
I was just like, oh my God. But, and I'm not sitting at my job doing this the full time. I'm actually out of the whole day. I say I worked on it all day.
Not actually.
I don't literally mean all day.
Like on your breaks and stuff. Just,
I would get in a lot of trouble if I did that.
Obviously. Right.
Yeah. So I'm only putting in maybe hour and a half ish. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And that's just in the time that you have available, to do that. But, yeah.
But Friday finally.
Whew. When you say all day, it's all the break and spare time that you have.
Yes,
is all day, right?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't mean I've sat there
literally
all day working on it.
No, because there's plenty of other things, the actual job related to do. So,
but like both of us have already said, if you're in a situation like that, just keep working, keep moving, keep looking at your goal. Never lose focus of where you want to be and keep going for it, because you'll eventually get there.
You will. And I would imagine Friday morning before starting working on it again, before the breakthrough happened, is it fair to say you felt pretty defeated? Mm-hmm. And you're like, should I just give up?
I'm just going to be spinning my wheels here today again.
And then like that, right?
Yeah.
It's usually right before the success part happens.
Yeah. Well, I walked off a few times from it Friday. I was like, no.
So before Friday afternoon or whenever, whenever that other time was, and basically that could be applied to anything that you're working on in life.
Yeah.
So let that be encouragement again, as this is yet another story of right before you give up, keep going, and guess what? It'll probably work.
Yep.
As encouragement.
All right. So I'm pretty intrigued about your next topic.
Yeah, this is interesting.
I like folklore stuff.
Yeah. So,
and this is not called spirit fingers.
No.
Like I jokingly said earlier before we started the show.
It's called Spearfinger.
Spearfinger.
Singular, not fingers.
Finger.
Just one. So I'm going to kind of walk you through the story.
Please.
Okay. So long before highways cut through the mountains of West North Carolina, the Cherokee told stories about something that wandered through the dark forest surrounding, I'm going to do my best to pronounce this, Nantahala, Hawassi. Do you know how to say it?
I don't know. Can I see it?
Sure. And I think it's Whiteside Mountain, I think is what it said.
I do know that's Nantahala.
Nantahala, okay.
Like the Nantahala River.
Yes. And Hawassi?
Good luck.
I think it's Hawassi, but if not, I apologize. Doing my best. Sound it out, right?
Well.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't sound that one out. But if you see the spelling, you'll understand. All right. So it wandered through the dark forests in that area. And how would you say that one?
Tyler.
What?
Yep.
Okay. Her name was
that.
But today, gonna offend some people on that one. But today, she is known better as Spearfinger.
Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce.
I wonder if
the
that's
actual
what
name.
Spearfinger means in
It could
Cherokee.
Could very well be. According to the traditional story, quoted by James Mooney in the Myths of Cherokee, Spearfinger looked like an old woman, but she was not human.
Okay.
Her skin was said to be as hard as stone. No ordinary blade or arrow could pierce it. On one hand, she had a long, sharp finger shaped like a spearhead. Hence the name. But that finger was not what made her most dangerous. Spearfinger could also change her appearance. She was a shapeshifter. She did not always approach her victims looking like a monster. She could disguise herself as an elderly woman, a relative, or someone a child trusted. She would speak kindly and behave as though she had come to help. That's how she would get close. The old stories placed her home somewhere around the Whiteside Mountain. She was said to travel through the dark mountain passes, watching for children who had wandered away from their families. Imagine these mountains before electricity, paved roads, or flashlights even. Once the sun went down, the forest would be very, very dark.
Yeah.
And there's no light pollution. So you could see the stars, and the stars of the moon would only lighten it up so much, and that's if it's a clear night. So families would have understood the real dangers of getting separated because there was no way to really find them. Of course, you'd have maybe torches,
right?
Maybe, fire, becoming the dangers of getting separated, becoming lost, or meeting someone who was not what they appeared to be. Spearfinger became the face of those fears. One part of the story, she said that she attempted to build a great stone pathway through the sky, stretching from the mountains toward her home. As she carried massive stones, lightning struck the structure and shattered it. Okay. One part of the story, or some other versions, connected the broken rocks and strange formations around Whiteside Mountain, which is the remains of her failed pathway. But Spearfinger continued hunting. When she found someone alone, she would disguise herself and approach them gently. She might appear to be a grandmother waiting to take her child home. Only after she had gained their trust would her true nature be revealed. Eventually, the Cherokee communities decided something had to be done. Hunters gathered together and prepared a trap. They dug a deep pit and covered it with branches and leaves. Spearfinger was drawn towards them, and when she approached, the hunters attacked. But their arrows struck her stone-covered body and fell away. Nothing seemed capable of harming her. Spearfinger laughed because she believed she could not be killed. Then something strange happened. A small chickadee flew down and landed on Spearfinger's right hand. The hunters understood the bird's actions as a sign. They realized that Spearfinger's heart was not located where a human heart would normally be. Her heart was hidden inside of her hand.
Okay.
Near the base of the long stone finger. One of the hunters aimed carefully and fired an arrow into the place the chickadee had revealed. Spearfinger finally fell. The monster who could not be defeated through strength was defeated because something small revealed the truth about her. That may be the most interesting part of this story. Spearfinger was frightening not simply because she had some stone skin or deadly finger. She was frightening because she understood trust. She did not break down the door looking like a monster. She appeared as someone familiar.
Yeah.
She used kindness as a disguise and waited for her victims to lower their guard. This idea still is present in a lot of horror movie films today. You know, that same kind of pattern. Waiting till someone's guard is let down. And then, boom.
Yeah.
You know, well, you can usually kind of tell by the music, you know. It kind of always, for some reason, usually gives it away.
Yeah.
The most unsettling creature is often not to be the one chasing someone through the woods. It is the one standing inside the house pretending to be someone they love. Okay? In stories like this. The story also carries a warning that is much larger than a monster in the mountains. Danger does not always announce itself as danger. Right? In some ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes it looks safe. Sometimes it looks friendly. Sometimes it even knows your name, which is like, okay. You know, so there's, and I'm going to tie this in. I've got, there is also a Christian connection worth talking about, because although we should not pretend that, you know, Cherokee tradition and Christian theology are the same thing, because that's nowhere near in the Bible, right?
Yeah.
But Jesus warns about false prophets who can come dressed like sheep but are inwardly ravenous wolves. 2 Corinthians says Satan can disguise himself as the angel of light, and that's kind of what he was known as, you know, in a lot of ways. The common warning is that evil is most effective when it does not look evil. It has a different face. Spearfinger also raises another question. Why do so many cultures tell stories about monsters that appear invincible but have one hidden weakness? And this just happens to be one of the Cherokees.
Yeah.
So in Matthew 7:15, false prophets appearing in sheep's clothing. 2 Corinthians 11:14, Satan disguising himself as the angel of light. 1 Peter 5:8, the devil described as a predator seeking someone to devour, kind of like a lion, you know, just walking around. So in different cultures, they have kind of, you know, the evil one or, you know, whatever. And I think that's kind of what this is in that regard. But with that being, you know, locally, for the most part, Cherokee wise, do you think they really thought Spearfinger existed, or was that just a way to keep the kids from wandering off?
So I don't know. That's where you get into a lot of those tales that are like that.
Yeah. Snipe hunting. That's fun.
But you can look at all the tales that are like, that are like that. Was it something they saw, or Like
and I'm not
said,
doubt. Yeah.
Is it to keep your kids close?
Was it only that, or was there actually more to it in the culture of just that was actually a thing at one point they saw, or they whatnot?
Yeah.
I want to say I think it was more than that, more than just trying to keep the kids at bay.
Right.
I feel like because it was told for so long, but I don't know. Why do you think she disguised herself as someone that looked like they could be trusted?
Well, if she was going after children only, then, what's more trusting than a sweet little old lady?
Yeah, I don't know if she had cookies or not, but regardless.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, when you get into, like the skinwalkers, they don't always
kind of a shapeshifter too.
They don't look evil to some, and and some of the tales that's been told about them.
I guess because if it's obvious danger, it's pretty easy to avoid. It's like, I'm not going over there. It's not safe.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a whatever it appears to be.
Right.
But if they can kind of mask that, then it's like, okay, sure.
Yeah. But you're right. That's how the devil works too. Everybody. I don't say everybody. Most. I don't even want to say most. Some. Here, we'll go with some. Some probably think he's a red guy with a tail and horns and everything like that. And
the cartoon style.
That's not him.
And whenever I compare or whatever, to the Christianity part, I'm not saying that, the Spearfinger's what we would call a demon.
Right.
I'm just I mean, it sounds like it, but I mean, that's just, I don't want to relabel it as, a Cherokee figure as that. But from a Christian point of view, that's what it sounds like. Yeah. That's if it's not human and it's not an animal.
Yeah.
There's a spiritual aspect to it for sure.
Yeah.
I think that shouldn't be ignored. But I think Spearfinger, I almost did it.
You almost said Spearfinger.
I know, you said it so much. But I think it's not frightening merely because she's a monster, but she's frightening because she understands that people willingly open the door to something that looks familiar.
Yeah.
Be like, oh yeah, that's so and so, or oh yeah, they can't harm me. That's
There's a movie that was out, and it's not that old. That was kind of like, but obviously it's a horror movie, but it's maybe a few years ago. But it's whatever the bad thing is.
Yeah.
Is disguised as a little sweet old lady.
Why is it always little old ladies?
Yeah.
Or a little child. Ooh, no.
Yeah, no thanks.
Stay away from them.
Yeah. But I wish I could remember the name of that movie.
The Shining. That's the two little girls.
Yeah. It wasn't The Shining. It was... I'll think of it at some point in time. But...
And I want to say this too, kind of in closing on this topic, that, the retelling of this, indigenous folklore, I don't want to distort it because, and I think distorting it would, take away the Cherokee origin, so that's important that it stays there. But also, I want to say too that multiple versions of this kind of exist, like different accounts of it. So keep that in mind too. This is just one of.
This is just one of
assumed many.
Yeah.
Versions of it. So I came across that and I was like,
that was cool.
I haven't heard of that one before because I was looking at some other ones in our area because that's very intriguing to me, and something that I wish schools would teach is local history, but they don't. They don't teach much of history, actual history anyways.
At all anymore.
They don't because they're trying to erase it, but that's a whole nother topic. But there's so much local history that's so fascinating. And I've got an eyelash in my eye. Nice. Got it. I'm going to have like a bald spot here too now. You know what's crazy though? Of how someone's appearance, this is completely random, but how someone's appearance could drastically change just by taking away their eyebrows.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So I'm going to close on this part.
Okay.
It's not really a topic, but I saw this, I think it was Friday, that in ChatGPT, for example, specifically, because that's the AI of choice for me, I guess.
Yeah.
But I've tried others. I don't know. I just kind of like it. But anyway, regardless, whatever it is, I got a notification a few days prior that, you can now have a work mode, right?
Yeah.
So I seen that, and then there was an update, and I'm assuming, I think it was Friday, that, you can add your health data now to chat, and it can analyze, do you want to allow your health data from your phone and your watch and stuff? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
But I find that very interesting.
I haven't got that notification.
Okay.
The health one.
Okay. And use this as a warning, if you will, because to me, this is a red flag. Why is it asking for my health data if it can't detect? So I took a picture of an actor from a movie, and I was like, what is this person's name? Because I didn't know the name of the show. Yeah. I took a picture of the screen and was like, of the TV, and I was like, who is this? I can't identify real people. And this is the paid version, but yet it wants my health data?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Why? If you can't identify a real person, why do you want my health data?
Yeah.
I don't know. That just flagged a big red flag to me.
Yeah. I haven't seen the health side of it yet. Yeah. I have got the work one.
Work versus home mode or personal mode or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I got that. I think it was late Friday evening or Friday afternoon or something. I seen it in there. I loaded up chat for something, and it's like, hey, you can now sync your health data. And I'm like, no. I thought about it for like 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
No. No, I don't think so.
I don't see the purpose unless
same reason that you're giving your DNA to, Ancestry and 23andMe and all these different places to
it would
nefarious wise
obviously keep a track of it, and
it would.
You could see progress or decline,
which again kind of tying it back into the robot thing on the surface, and it does what it says, but is that all it's doing?
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem I have. Is it secretly being nefarious?
Yeah.
That's just all I'm going to say. Is I'm not going to say use it or don't use it. Just use your brain.
Yeah.
Use your brain. Think about it.
That's hard.
Weigh it out. Is it worth it to you? Is it worth the compromise? Is it worth the privacy you're giving up?
That's a hard thing to do now, though, Tyler, is use your brain.
I know. Well, kind of tying it back into the last episode, is it possible you're so open-minded your brain falls out?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing. A lot of people are relying too heavily on AI, so they don't have to think. Mm-hmm. Kind of like, perfect case. How many phone numbers do you remember?
None.
Why?
I take that back. I remember my home phone number from when I was a kid, but that's it.
Yeah.
It was because I don't have to remember them now. I have them in my cell phone.
Why?
I just go to the name.
You just go to the contact.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if we didn't have contacts? We had to remember all the numbers.
I would still know phone numbers to this day.
Yeah, we would. Same thing is happening with AI.
Yeah.
In a much greater scale with a lot of topics.
Yeah.
Every topic, really. And it's like, I don't have to remember it. I'll just pull up my chat if you can find it. That's something that we've ran into. It's like, crap, which chat was it? And then the chat becomes so sluggish, we have to open a new chat. And it's like, okay, which version of the chat was it?
Right.
And what's crazy is you can't cross-reference another chat. I can't cross-reference chats within the same user, but there was a data breach where it cross-referenced someone else's chat.
Right.
Completely different user. Okay. That's a problem.
And
now it's hacking other things.
I have had success with using chat, and it recalling from previous chats, but it's how you set your prompt up to start a new one.
Okay. Well, because you mentioned a few days ago where it's like, okay, this chat is getting sluggish. Create me a prompt.
Yeah.
Have that chat create you a prompt to start a new one.
Right.
Which is very smart.
You have to tell it to take everything you know from this chat, carry it over into the new.
Where you can copy and paste it into a new chat.
Then it like ties all of them together.
Yeah. Scan this QR code.
That's how I finally found that form that I was looking for the other night.
Okay. Yeah.
At the house.
Yeah.
I finally found it, but it's all in how you word the starting a new prompt type thing.
Right. Right.
I need you to take everything you know from this one.
Yeah.
Carry it over into the new one. Start me a new prompt.
Yeah.
Because I can think faster than what you're thinking right now. Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah. So I've had some success with that. And it's just all in the wording. But yeah, if you're like, hey, go back and look into this chat and tell me this, whatever, it's like, nope.
Pretty much.
You really need to download Angel Studios. They've got some good stuff on there. And this is not a paid sponsorship from Angel by any stretch, but they got a lot of good stuff on there.
I've been here lately, the last couple of weeks, been getting some ads on some social media platforms about some of their programs. Yeah. And it looks really good.
Yeah, I watched.
I might actually willingly pay for that streaming service.
I think we did the year because you can do monthly or just pay for the whole year.
Yeah.
And I think we just went ahead and paid for the whole year.
Is it reasonable? I can't remember. I haven't even looked at the pricing. Or is it comparable to like others?
I think it's comparable to others. I don't remember now what we paid for the year. But we watched their new documentary that they just released yesterday. So that would have been July 31st. Scars on the Mountain. And it was all of it was told from residents of Yancey County, North Carolina, from the Hurricane Helene. Mm-hmm. And actual footage and everything. And it was really, really good. We thought it was bad here.
Oh yeah, no, this area, no, comparatively, because whenever it happened, I was in different places and there was a lot of damage here, but comparatively, we were very, very fortunate. Like some people's worlds completely 100% changed.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a lot of places that foundations weren't even left.
Yeah.
It was just gone.
There was one place in this county, but it was towards Yancey area. There was where what was described as a wall of water came down the mountain from up the mountain there. In that area. Yep. And I had seen somebody's front door up on a embankment in the woods about 80 foot.
Yeah.
Up on the hill. I'm like, how did that get there?
Yep. Yeah, man.
You know,
they were saying that
up from the little creek.
Yeah, they were saying that they found like this one. I don't want to give stuff away, but they found a person. Mm-hmm. I forgot the exact number, but it was miles from their house.
Yeah, and where they were carried.
Yeah. And now another thing that I saw in this, and I after we watched all of it, we being Michelle and I asked her if I read that right, because there's portions of it where just text pops up on the screen,
right?
And it's not up there for long, and so you got to like read it quick and then get back into watching it. And I was like, after it was over, I was like, was that the number that Yancey County lost that they showed? And she was like, I think so.
Right.
And I looked it up on my phone, and it's drastically different than what the documentary said than what my
the
phone's.
Official number.
The official number is way lower than what the documentary said.
Which do you think is accurate?
I don't know, because I heard that there was a lot of shady business going on reporting the death toll accurately.
And not just Yancey, but
all over.
Everywhere.
And that just brings up the question of
why?
What does it matter?
Why are we hiding that?
Yeah.
Why are we altering that data?
Yeah. Why?
Or portraying it differently?
What does it matter if it was 1 or 100? I mean,
if it was more, wouldn't you get more assistance?
Yeah, who's gaining or losing out of
like
the numbers?
Exactly.
You know,
opens up a whole nother thing.
But it was drastically different, and that's only if I read that right.
Okay.
You know, that could be something completely different. But I heard stories from local emergency services people, we'll put it that way, from
yes,
that got pulled to other counties, and
yeah,
he even said it's not being reported accurately.
Yeah, and
even then I was like, why? I mean, what is it? And I'm not saying like it doesn't matter, like the people's lives doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just talking like from a numbers aspect. What does it matter? Like I just said, if there was 1 or 100, what's someone gaining?
Why are we suppressing this information?
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying, like, what does it matter?
It shouldn't.
Yeah, but it was getting back to it. It was very good.
Okay, I saw the preview for it, and it looked really good.
I think there's 1, 2, 3. I think they interview 5, 6, 7 families, and that's the whole documentary. They stay with them throughout the whole thing. This one dude had to crawl. He was in his car trying to evacuate with his wife, and the mountain let go beside of him.
No,
pinned them against a tree.
Yeah,
she got out. They crawled out the back window. And he realized at that point his back was broke. And she couldn't carry him.
Right.
So he crawled
with a broken back
from his car back to get inside the house. That the whole mountain just had let go beside of it. Even took a portion of it off.
Golly,
yeah. Yeah, it was something. It was really, really good. But yeah, you need to get Angel Studios because they got some other good stuff on there too.
Check it out.
The Death of Recess.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That show was phenomenal. That dude that did that, and it was just like an independent guy. He did it all by himself, and he explains a lot of stuff, and you can see it.
Okay.
All around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
like good. Some of the results of some of those decisions.
Oh yeah, man. He
in society.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Okay, I'll do it. Check it out.
All right. You ready to go home?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Let's call it a day.
Let's call it.
All right, go ahead. Close us out, Tyler.
I don't know. Thanks for joining us, guys. I'll catch you again next time. Right? See ya.
See ya.
Like that?
Yeah, that was good. Okay. That was good.